We've got a lot of stuff to cover now. It's been way too long since I've done one of these, and yeah, there's a reason. The reason is I've been taking care of my brother for the past 2 weeks. He's been on break, so I've been taking care of him, and I haven't really had time to do anything. Anything video related. And the internet has also been very wonky as of late. So uploading has been very hard. I've only managed to upload one video in the 2 weeks. And that took way longer than it should for like a 10-minute video. So that sucked. But I think everything is fine now. So hopefully we get back on track. And yeah, we're gonna start with one of these because I got a bunch of news and stuff. So let's get the news out the way. We got a bunch of it. Oh my gosh. Hogwarts Legacy, the Harry Potter game, finally gave us a gameplay trailer type thing. It was like 14 minutes. They got their own state of play. I watched it. Very, very interesting. I am now officially got the hype for Hogwarts Legacy. It comes out sometime in the fall. Still no release date. Just sometime in fall. Which does suck because I would have liked to have it during summer. Because it's just great to have games in the summer, right? But no, we gotta wait till the fall. Well. Speaking of games coming in the fall, Gotham Knights has its official release date of October 25th. Again, I would have loved to seen it in the summertime, but no, fall as well. Gotham Knights, more than anything, I think could get delayed till next year. So I'm not holding hope that October 25th is the official release date. Hogwarts Legacy, I'm more likely to believe is actually coming out in the fall. We have Doctor Who news. Got a bit of it. The Ninth Doctor's first set of his next season has a name really revealed. It is going to be called The Ninth Doctor Back to Earth, which is very weird because he's been on Earth in every box set. But this is the beginning of the second wave of the Ninth Doctor stuff, so I believe 12 more stories with Christopher Eccleston. So we're going to go past a standard TV season here, which is great, because that means we'll get 24 more episodes. So in total, by the time this second box set's done, we're going to have 24 episodes of the Ninth Doctor on Big Finish. Which, that's just great. So yeah, this new set is called Back to Earth. It's going to be out on sometime in May. And all we have is the story titles. We have Station to Station by Robert Valentine, The False Dimitri by Sarah Grochala, and Old Land Sign by Tim Foley. And we have a bit of the cast, but no one really sticks out besides Chris. They recorded this in October, and there's that. So that's it. Just, they got the name and the story names out. So more details to come. A new thing is the Sixth Doctor, his first box set, also scheduled in May, has been revealed. It's going to be called Waterworlds. And it's going to feature, obviously, a new companion, as we kind of knew. She's going to be called Hebe Harrison, and she's going to be in a wheelchair. So she'll be the first wheelchair-bound companion. That's going to be interesting. See how that goes. I'm not saying anything good or bad about it at all. I'm waiting to see how it turns out. It could be good, could be bad. I don't know. But yeah, this also comes out in May. The Sixth Doctor, again, just adding to all the stuff he's got this year. He's got Mind of the Hodiak. He's got the two Unbound stuff. Colin Baker's playing the new curator in the next Stranded. He's got this box set and another one still to come, which will probably be more stuff with Hebe and Mel. He was in a story in Peladon. Like, the dude's everywhere this year. Oh my god. He doesn't take a break. He's got so much stuff this year. Yeah, but thankfully we have descriptions of the stories and the story titles as well. So here they are. The first title is The Rotting Deep by Jacqueline Lehner, and it says on it it'll be 2 parts. A mysterious SOS summons the Doctor and Mel to an oil rig in the North Sea where a dwindling group of survivors await rescue from a lethal menace. One of their number is Hebe Harrison, a wheelchair-using marine biologist who is definitely more than she seems. Can her heroes escape the rig? And just what is killing off the rig's beleaguered crew? The next one is The Tides of the Moon by Joshua Pruitt, also 2 parts. For Hebe's first trip in the TARDIS, the Doctor and Mel take her to the nearest available water world, the Moon, 2 billion years in the past. Its advanced humanoid inhabitants, the Gillians, are terrorized each night by their monstrous enemies, the Shiga. Even more worrying is that in a matter of hours, this ocean world will be laid waste by the gravitational interference of the blue-green planet next door. And then the final one is called Maelstrom by Jonathan Morris, also 2 parts. The Doctor, Mel, and Hebe visit the archipelago world of Veludia, only to discover a planet beset by electromagnetic storms, where 3 survivors traverse the seas in a ramshackle township. These survivors are corpses, bodies used as hosts for mines stored in the vessel's mine drive, and the Doctor, Mel, and Hebe are seen as welcome replacements. But there's something lurking in the waters below, something of rage and power that wishes to destroy them all, the Maelstrom. Out of these stories, obviously the first one I think sounds the best. The other 2 sound fine, but I don't know. This was recorded back in June of last year. And yeah. There we go. Water Worlds. I could assume the next box set for the 6th Doctor will be the sequel to this one too. Another box set, the 4th Doctor. We got a new box set called, it is part 2 of his series, of his season 11. The last one was called Solo. This one is called The Nine, which features the Time Lord of the Nine. So here is the stories we have. Oh, wait, let me check. This comes out as well in June. The first story, The Dreams of Erebus by Guy Adams. It's 4 parts. The Nine isn't your average robber, a fiercely intelligent and murderous kleptomaniac Time Lord with regenerative dissonance. He's a far more dangerous adversary than most security details are used to, so it's useful that the Doctor is on hand to stop him. This time more than ever, as the Nine is about to pull off the greatest heist of his criminal career. Could the consequences be far worse than the crime? Then we have Shell Shock by Simon Bernard and Paul Morris, also 4 parts. When the TARDIS lands behind German lines at the height of the First World War, the Doctor finds himself inadvertently transported to a hospital full of traumatized soldiers. They're suffering from shell shock, but also something else. Something causing vivid nightmares that chill the blood. Something not of this place. Things are not quite on the Western Front. And then the final one is Peak Season by Elizabeth Miles, 2 parts. So we actually get 3 stories in this one. After an embarrassing encounter, the Doctor tries to make amends to Mervyn Peake by offering him a trip in the TARDIS. It's a trip the famous author should have never accepted. Soon he and the Doctor find themselves trapped in a nameless city and working as newspaper cartoonists. Where are they, more importantly? And where is the TARDIS? And more importantly than that, can they escape with their lives? These all sound really cool and interesting too. Yeah, it's really cool that they're just doing an entire season of Tom Baker on his own. That's awesome. Yeah, and those all sound really interesting, and that comes out in June. And then the final one here for Doctor Who news is Master with Eric Roberts is getting a sequel. He got it years ago. I can't remember when, but he got his own box set, and he's getting a sequel in October. It's going to be called the Nemesis Express. It's called Master Nemesis Express, and we have 3 story names. The first one is called Nemesis Express by Robert Whitelock. The second one is Capture the Chronivore by Elizabeth Miles. And the third one is Passion by Robert Valentine. This comes out in October. So there we go. Eric Roberts gets to do some more stuff. And that's it for Doctor Who news. A lot of it from Big Finish. Cool. Moving on to some wrestling news. Not a lot of wrestling news. Roxy, the former ROH Women's Champion, has officially signed with WWE. She's part of their newest class of signees. So cool. That's what she's doing now. And of course, the biggest thing is Cody Rhodes apparently has signed with WWE. And he's supposed to appear at WrestleMania to be Seth Rollins' opponent on one of the nights. Oh boy, this is something that I think we all knew was gonna happen. Cody was absolutely gonna sign with WWE, because this whole thing about him leaving AEW is about money, and if you want more money, you would go to WWE. So this makes sense. I will be watching the Seth Rollins segment to see if Cody shows up. Apparently, from what they said, they want Cody to show up as like AEW Cody with like adrenaline and as the American Nightmare and all that. They don't want him to be dashing Cody Rhodes or anything like that. So we'll see. And then Triple H news. Triple H has officially retired from in-ring competition. He said that after his cardiac event, he now has like a pacemaker in his in his chest. So he can't wrestle anymore. So Triple H has officially retired from in-ring competition. His last televised match was against Randy Orton, I believe in 2019 at a Super Showdown. I think that's what it was, Super Showdown. It was a Saudi show. He lost to Randy Orton. And then his last match ever was at a house show where he teamed up with Shinsuke Nakamura to face Bobby Roode and Samoa Joe. That's a match. The match is on YouTube too. I've been meaning to watch it, but I haven't. But yeah, that's it for Triple H. He's officially retired. That sucks. That really sucks. The heart attack took it out of him, man. And then big Sword Art stuff now. We can talk about that. Sword Art Online progressive movie. The next movie, Scherzo of a Deep Night, which is going to be about Floor 5, is set for autumn. Don't know when, just autumn. I can assume maybe late September or mid-October, I want to say. That's what I think. Speaking of progressive, Volume 8 English release is May 24th. So then we'll all be caught up on progressive. That'd be awesome. And then, speaking of English releases, Volume 25 releases August 23rd. So there we go. And then there'll only be one more volume to release in English, and then we'll all be caught up with Sword Art, which is both good and bad, because then we have nothing to wait for, and we'll be just like Japan, being like, we're with you, we're on the same boat here, guys. But speaking of Volume 25, which is the Unital Ring story arc, I need to talk about Unital Ring, because I started reading the first book of Unital Ring just this past week. I am over halfway now, I would say, the book. And I want to talk about it. What do I think of it? So far, I'm liking what I'm reading about Unital Ring. I really am. They've only just... Let me say that. They've only just gotten into Unital Ring. It is very interesting. I got my theories already about what's going on, why is it happening, who's the cause of it all. I got my theories. And I am very intrigued. I gotta say, I am very much intrigued with the storyline. I know, obviously, I've only just started, so I can't really tell you, I think this storyline's better than such and such, that we've had, right? Like the Unital Ring arc, I can't say, I think it's better than Caliber, I think it's better than Mother's Rosario or something like that. I can't say anything like that because I've only just read halfway through the first book. But I am liking what I'm reading. I can tell you that. I am very much liking what I'm reading. There's which is cool. Sword Art, even though the show's not going on, it still has a lot. It's got Unital Ring, the books going on. Moon Cradle's being adapted into Unleashed Blading, which is still doing its thing. Progressive, the movies. We got a movie coming out this year. Like, Sword Art Online is still very much alive. They had speaking of Sword Art Online, I completely forgot about this. They had a big thing where they announced a new mobile game. Variant Showdown was announced too. No info on that. Just that Kirito sees a new game where if you die in it, you lose your part of your memory. I think I might get that mobile game if I have space on my phone. But yeah, speaking about Unital Ring, going back to Unital Ring, I'm liking it so far. I'm also writing a recap for it as I go along for my brother because there's no way he's gonna read anything. So yeah, I'm writing a recap as I go along. I'm also like, as I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, this is the end of like episode 1. This is the end of like episode 2 when they do the anime adaptation in like 2024 or something. So yeah, but that's it. That's all I got. Really happy. I got all this news and stuff out, and yeah, hopefully uploads to be coming soon out this week. My plan is for a lot of uploads this week. Via 2K22 showcase mode and predictions for the wrestling shows this week because there's a bunch of wrestling shows this week. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but hopefully everything can get back on track.